What's up, guys? So day 2 of the mobility challenge, we're gonna work on ankles, calves, and shin muscles. So the first stretch we're gonna do is the standard calf stretch that you see everybody doing at the gym or at the park before they go on a run. Couple things to watch out for. So first off is the knee. Some people can hyperextend the knee, so you wanna make sure that knee is nice and neutral. Next, watch the ankle and the big toe. So some people have bunions or their big toes really collapsed in towards their other toes. So try to spread the toes out and have some pressure in the big toe. You're gonna feel more of an arch stretch when you have that big toe spread out a little bit. And then finally, if you're like me and you have flat feet, you wanna make sure you don't collapse that arch in, and that's connected to the big toe kind of pushing in towards the other toes as well. So you might be doing both of those. The big toe collapses and the arch collapses. And lastly, just pay attention to your hips. Try to keep them nice and even, almost like you're about to do a deadlift. Make sure you're not hiking one hip to the side to make up for your lack of ankle and calf mobility. So we're gonna hold a 2-minute stretch here. After that 2-minute stretch, we're gonna add in those isometrics for better neuromuscular connection, better control, and increasing that range of motion quicker. So it's the same tails and rails we did yesterday in that deep squat. So the idea here is thinking about your pushing on the brake pedal in a car. So we've done that 2-minute stretch. After that 2-minute stretch, we're gonna push the foot into the wall like we're pushing on a brake pedal. And we're gonna push 10% effort. So it's like you're slowing down your car a little bit. Then we're gonna push 20% effort after a few seconds, climb to 30% after a few seconds, 40, and then 50%. So 50% is really like you're trying to stop that car. At 50%, we're gonna hold for 10 seconds and then relax and scoot a little bit closer to the wall, increase that stretch. And of course, those are the muscles that we're stretching out, the calf muscles. We're getting those really strong in that new lengthened position. Now we're gonna do the opposite side, the shin muscles in that shorter position. So it's like we're trying to lift the foot off the wall. Obviously it's not going to move because we're at the end of our flexibility. So same type of process, 10% effort to 20, 30, 40, and 50% effort over about 15 to 20 seconds, and then holding that top 50% contraction for 10 seconds, then relaxing and doing a little bit further stretch. Switch sides, get set up in that new position, watch for those compensations with the knee, the toe, the arch, 2-minute stretch, nice and easy breathing, and then do the same pushing contraction and pulling off the wall contraction. And now after that, we're gonna switch over to actually toes and the arch of the foot. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna get set up with the toes spread and in extension and the heels straight up, straight down. So this is a pretty intense position for some people. So if you need to start up a little taller, maybe sit on a yoga block or hold on to a chair or a table, do that. Ideally, we wanna do a 2-minute stretch here, but again, this is really intense for people, especially with the heels straight up, straight down, and the toes spread out actively. So we might do 30 seconds here, but multiple sets. And if you're choosing to do the 30-second option, we're gonna then switch and alternate, almost like a superset in lifting, between a shin stretch. So the shin stretch, same position, we're just gonna point the feet into plantar flexion, and a lot of people default and they roll the ankles out like this and they rotate at the knees. So we want the ankles straight up, straight down. Sometimes this is easier with shoes because you get a little bit of cushion, or a yoga mat is a good option as well. And once again, if this is too intense, you can sit on a yoga block or just kind of get a hold of something. And so we would go back and forth. 30 seconds with the toes spread, make sure it's a good position every time, and then a little rest, 30 seconds in the shin stretch position. 4 rounds total, equaling 2 minutes in each stretching position. Or of course, you can always do 2 minutes with the toes and then 2 minutes with the shin stretch. Okay. And finally, we're gonna end off with some stability work. So this is going to be a single leg stand. We're gonna do 2 minutes per side. This gets, again, very intense for some people. So you might only be able to do 30 seconds and do 4 rounds and alternate legs with little rests. Maybe 2 rounds of a minute, and again, alternate. But if you can, do the full 2 minutes, little rest, and then 2 minutes on the second side. So when you're doing this, you want to have a nice strong foot position. So pressure in the big toe, little toe, and heel, strong arch. And you need to think about your hip too. Actively push your hip down into the ground and have a nice level pelvis. A lot of people, especially when they get tired, this involves a lot of hip and glute strength. They'll kind of sag to one side, and then that'll affect what your foot's doing, and your lower leg, your shin, your calf, everything will really start to burn and get tight. And that's because the hip went soft and the lower leg is really having to do a lot more stability work. So focus on the hip as well as the foot and knock out that 2 minutes after all of these stretches. All right, guys, once again, good job. Hope this really helped you out there. If you're not subscribed yet, just go ahead and do it. Takes a quick second. If you like these ankle stretches, hit the like button and see you in the next video.